things that kind of exist in the paradox is age and training age. As you climb up the ranks when it comes to both of those, the more things you have to get right with your training. So the longer the stuff you were doing or whatever you were doing at the start is able to hang around and still bring you success that makes sense given your current rate of adaptation, the more right you got it on your first try. Same thing with, I guess, again, it's like they kind of blend in, right? But the same thing with age. And a lot of people find this out the hard way, is things that they were doing in their 20s, sometimes even 30s. They just don't yield the same results as you get deeper into your 30s and into your 40s. One thing that doesn't change, just kind of built into the human psyche, is the yearning for progress. For that novelty. And that's what I'm working on right now. So, I have my training, I have my big picture stuff, things I need to get done that have the most value when it comes to like what takes place next time I get on that stage. However, we got a side mission, and the side mission is going to be, this is a personal record from 2010. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, 2010. 225 on the bench press, close grip for 20 reps. I want to beat that record 14 years later, 14 years older, but also, on top of that, I want to do it at a lighter body weight. Let's just add some more stuff to it. A good 15 pounds lighter than I was back then, which on the press freaking matters. And as I've gotten older, training age-wise and age-wise, I just have to get more things right. So part of it is, there is the task itself, but another part of it is just the mental exercise of making this happen. So 225 close grip for 20 reps. I need me 21 of these reps here in the year 2024. Will it happen? I don't know. But I'm going to do everything I can for it to happen between now and when before my contest prep starts. All right, so this is how we're going to try to get this thing done. Day one, which is mostly a lat and triceps day, that's how I start off my week, is still going to remain just that. However, I sneak in 2 sets of this cambered bar bench press, close grip cambered bar bench press. The purpose of this day is going to be to try to get the engine size bigger. So just get the pecs bigger so they can do more work. 2 sets, 4 to 6 reps, RPE 8, and that's all I'm going to do. And I think that'll be plenty for the foreseeable future. I might add a set if things stall. We will see. Or I might just be patient, hang around there, just a little bit longer with this setup, because when you've been training long enough, it just takes a little bit longer for things to like show up. But yeah, a month from now, I see myself being able to do this with like 225 and probably for about like 8 reps. So that's what I'm calling right now. This is the main day where the close grip bench pressing actually takes place. By the time I get to this day, which is day 3 in my training block, I still feel the cambered bar bench press. And not only that, but since I was pulling down hard, remember your pec on pull downs, it's still, if you ever like try to do a pull down with a strained pec, like you realize just how much pec there is involved. And we were doing sets of like 300 pounds on that day on the pull down. So there is overlap. But as things get more serious, I will probably move this close grip day, where I'm actually performing the lift I want to get better at, to day 1. And it kind of works out with my general big picture scheme, because everything in my physique that needs the most improvement is probably going to be my pecs. So yeah, that probably, we're probably a good 8 to 10 weeks away from having to do that. So pull arounds, I like to do pull arounds as a warm up, also great stimulus. Like if you've never really fully shortened a pec, you will find some novel growth from doing those. Or at least doing them this way where they bias the shortened position. You could have the cable behind you and it's going to bias a little bit more of the lengthen. But the side-to-side work like this, if you've never really brought the humerus all the way across, there might be some good things waiting for you. But yeah, the shortened work doesn't really impact my lengthened work. This is a bit more lengthened bias, the close grip bench press. So this is where we're at. This was 205 for set of 7. Yeah, a set of 7. So seems pretty daunting, right? Seems like, whoa, we are pretty like far away. Like, are you going to get there on time? I have from now to like about December, I think, to get this by like end of the year. Yeah. But in this one I did false grip because I feel safe with this weight, because it's still relatively light, but also just to see if there's a difference in regards to like where I feel the pressure on my hand when I have my thumb over, and how that changes when I go to the more comfortable false grip. But the issue with false grip, I'm not pressing that way. There's just too much risk, way too much risk involved. So yeah, this is more of a reference point sort of set, just to see if I felt a difference. And very minuscule. So right now, biggest focus on this is I just have 2 cues, like let my scapula breathe. So like, just like let it move however it wants to move. Don't focus on retracting, don't focus on protracting, forget about that thing. And if anything, biggest thing is just outer hand awareness, especially the pinky and the ring finger, keeping that tight, and then feeling pressure over here. So as I descend, I want more and more contact here. And that's all I'm really like cueing in. The less cues you can run with, the better. So yeah, that is my day 2. And then day 3, this is an upper back day. I just do body weight push-ups. And the role of this day is just kind of because these end up being pretty high rep. This isn't a fresh set, but when I'm like my early sets, they're very, yeah, they're burny. They are burny. And I don't think there's anything, this is just my opinion, when it comes to like these metabolites building up, I don't think they really contribute to growth. But what training in the higher rep ranges does is it just gets you a little bit better at buffering that stuff out. So when I am like on rep 14, 15 on that close grip bench press, when I'm so the utility of this day is for when we find ourselves in that situation. Also, it's just more volume, more sets being taken close to failure. And at the end of the week, it's much easier to just perform something like this that's orthopedically a breeze, and it's also in the higher rep range. So this is what I'm running with. The only difference is going to be that day 3, that close grip bench press day. What I'm going to do is hit a single at RPE 8, 2 back off sets, and that's it. So single RPE 8, which means it's a weight that I could have hit for like 3 reps, right? But I'm only doing it for 1, and then I'm gonna do some back off work to follow. I've done this with my squat. I did this with my squat back in 2019. It allowed me to break 500 pounds very easy, straightforward way. So now I want to have this or use this method so that I can get my close grip bench press closer to 315. So if I can hit a single with 315, I think that means I have access, or just break 300. I think I will have access because I have pretty decent muscle endurance to that 225 for, I just need 21 reps, right? Even tying it would be pretty cool. But yeah, big disadvantage is that I'm now 14 years older. I'm about 20 pounds lighter than I was then. So, and again, that matters on a press. So again, my main goal is still, I want to be lightweight world champion next year, hopefully. But this little side mission here is going to be a great way to keep things interesting and keep me engaged during the last leg of this off season. And if anything, it's just going to, it's going to prove a lot of things to me. I think mostly that as an athlete, I'm still growing, and that up here, like, I'm still growing because I'm figuring out ways to still get better. That is it. I will leave it here. I'll see you guys next week. And yeah, maybe we'll go into this topic. Maybe we'll do something else. But yeah. Regardless, I'll show you guys what that day 2 with the top singles looks like on the bench press. And yeah. All right. Hey, appreciate y'all. See you guys next week.